Did you know that there's something worse than a market crash? Well, if not, you gonna learn today. What's good, everybody? It's Vaughn, and this is where you get that knowledge that you don't get in college. So go ahead and scroll into the description, click the link next to Weeble, and collect your 12 free stocks. Ever since the pandemic, the prices of goods and service has continued to steadily increase. I just got back to Jamaica the other day, and this is the third time since I moved here that I've seen the price of goods increase. And I know for a fact that's having a negative effect on the less fortunate. But meanwhile, all of this is happening. If you look at the US stock market, you'll see that the stocks are on a steady decline. Seeing all of this play out is helping me to gain a better understanding of what Warren Buffett said: be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Because pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. So whatever you do, don't follow the herd. You have to understand that everything's happening by design and you can make more money with your mind. So in times like these, you have to work smarter, not harder. From the neck down, you can make a couple million, but from the neck up, opportunities are endless. A lot of people are concerned about the current state of the economy because they're seeing the effects of inflation and interest rates are on the rise. And they think that the solution to the problem is to decrease the interest rates. But they fail to realize that there's a bigger problem brewing if that were to happen, because that would cause a reverse market crash. And if that were to happen, it would create an even bigger gap between the rich and the poor. And this is something that Patrick Bet-David from Valuetainment spoke about in his podcast. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
You know what's worse than a market crash?
What?
A market crashing up. You know what happens when a market crashes up, like Venezuela did?
No.
Here's what it means. Okay. Do you know? Oh my God. You know where I'm going with this. So these guys printed trillions of dollars into the economy. That money's in the economy.
Printed, Pat? You said printed?
No. That money's in the economy. They fed the economy trillions of dollars.
Okay.
So that money goes where? Whoever has the most value to be shown, that's where the money flows.
Okay.
The money doesn't stay with a person that doesn't know how to manage the money. If you don't have value, the money goes away to somebody else, okay? A reverse market crash would happen. Do you know what would happen if right now Jerome Powell decreased rates to 6%, 5%, 4%, 3%? Do you know what would happen today? You think that house that's $900,000, that the value hasn't moved even when they raised the rates to 8%, that $900,000 house is going to be $1.4 million. If it goes to $1.4 million and Dow Jones all of a sudden goes to 48,000, you know what just happened? This whole concept of rich getting richer, poor getting poor, it became rich getting richer, poor getting poor on steroids. The separation between the two gets wider and wider. The gap, take the poor, middle America's always been like this, then you have the rich top 1%, whatever the percentage is. You're going to see the gap go like vroom, vroom, vroom. Did you understand what I mean? Like this is going to get bigger. The top rich is going to get bigger. The middle is going to come lower, but the poor is going to get bigger. How the hell are you going to, if you can't afford a $900,000 house right now, how are you going to afford it in a year if they lower the interest rates to go to 3, 4, 5%? Some of these realtors that are being irresponsible just telling everybody, well, wait till the rates come down. If the rates come down, it's reverse market crash. You want that to happen to Venezuela? Like what happened to Venezuela to happen? Oh, it'll never happen. You're just fear porn, all this stuff. Really? People can't afford to buy a house right now. There's a reason why they're renting. You're not going to have a customer qualifying for the $1.3 million home. Yes, you have equity in your house, but even if you got equity in your house, you got to find a buyer. Buyer can't afford it. There's a reason why we have so many strikes going on in America right now. People are saying, I can't afford my life. I can't afford a $900,000 loan. How the hell am I supposed to buy a $900,000, $600,000 house? So to me, when you're saying, is shit eventually going to hit the fan, essentially is what you're asking for. The amount of hate and pressure Jerome Powell has right now for taking the rates where he's at, he would have taken it higher. You're going to give an update on the rate here that he would have gone up another quarter of a point or whatever that is. By the way, do we have, is this, okay, check this out. Here's the Venezuela's reverse market crash. No one in the right mind thinks that, Rob, I just texted it to you. No one in the right mind, does anybody think that Venezuela has a great economy? Does anybody think Venezuela has a great economy? Does anybody say, oh, Venezuela, their market is freaking amazing. Stock market, da-da-da-da-da. Pull this up real quick and show what happened to Venezuela's market right there. Okay, stock market. This is what you call a reverse market crash, where the market just goes, bingo, boom, straight to the roof, okay? And it looks like, hey, guys, look how great the economy is doing. Look how fantastic. No, it's a lie. It's a lie. The top 1% is killing it. The rest are getting destroyed. Watch this here, okay? You know who would want something like that? Guess who would want something like that?
The top 1%.
Yeah, the top 0.1%. Like, yeah, let's do it. I got my money in the market. I'm going to be fine. Over.
Whoa, wait. Do you see that chart? It went up like 6,000%. That's wild.
The level, by the way, look at the months. Just go look at the months. Actually, look, do you guys really see this chart or no? Do you see what this chart is?
1 week, 10 months.
Guys, it's only a 1 year chart. A year ago, where was their stock? Venezuelan stock market, all the way at the top.
Was that
IBVC? It was at 10,000 a year ago. It's at 63,000. The market's gone up 630% in less than Tom, do you see this chart?
Yep.
In less than a year. So I pray, and every American person and realtors and loan officers should be praying for rates to stay the way they are for a little longer. They should. At least another year or two. It needs to stay at this rate. Then maybe we level off at 6. FYI, if unemployment and things don't start moving, you know what Powell's going to do? He has to go up another quarter. He has to go up another quarter until that moves. So there's a bigger crisis that's brewing right now that most people are not talking about. It's called a reverse market crash. That's a scary side. Tom.
Yeah, and let me paint a simple picture for you. Okay, step one: the U.S. government gave out like $1.4 trillion in stimulus checks. Over the next 6 months, and we've talked about it on the show, credit card balances dropped to under $500 billion, like 400. Okay, then they went all the way back up to 900. At the same time, the stock market started running. You want to know why? You know where all that credit card debt is? Stuff. People bought stuff. Stuff that was sold by companies on the stock market. When they were saying, well, we were getting out of COVID and the market's way up, so I guess things are okay. No. We printed $1.4 trillion. People paid down their credit cards temporarily, but went back to their spending habits. Restaurants were open, able to travel, and they spent all the way up now to the credit cards are at an all-time high, right at $1 trillion right now. And all that money, it went to the stock market. How'd it go to the stock market? The profits of the companies that sold them all the stuff. Do you see it? So it runs to the top. That's part one. And part two, I wish we could find it, Rob.
This is an issue that no one's talking about.
This is just a prediction of what could happen if the Fed were to decrease interest rates. So don't be scared. Just get prepared. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time I make a new post.